Long, long ago, the world was in a state of chaos, where demons caused evil and tormented all. That changed when Solomon, a great king and magician, invented a magical formula which he wrote inside a secret book called Solomon's Key. This book arrested and sealed away all evil demons into a constellation sign which was hidden. Solomon's Key restored light and peace to the world. Upon hearing this legend, Taoist monks searched for a long period of time to find Solomon's Key. After locating the constellation sign, he discovers the key. Once in his grasp, many dreadful demons were freed from the magical power of this book. The world was brought back into chaos and darkness. Everything on Earth was now under control by the demons, just like the pre-creation days. King Utra from the fairyland called Lyrak ordered the wizard Dana to restore order back to the world. Dana accepted this mission and stepped into the forbidden land of the constellation sign. Hello everyone, Surat here, and welcome to Let's Play Solomon's Key, where you are watching various examples on the demonstration screen of not very good play. And that intro I read to you just then was the intro given to you in the instruction manual way back in 1987. Some wonderful examples of English there. And I highly recommend you looking for the PDF of this, the PDF download for this manual, just because, yeah, it's pretty terribly written. However, this game itself is actually pretty freaking solid. There's a lot of hidden stuff to explore, and essentially you're going to go through about 50 rooms. 48 main ones, a couple hidden ones, etc., etc. There are a couple besides that aren't really counted in the main tally, but those are like bonus rooms and such, and generally aren't a huge threat to kill you, as they're more a way to get some, some extra points and such. Excuse me. But the thing is, you have to go inside them to get the best ending, because the best ending doesn't involve just getting through all the rooms, it involves finding special tiles. One of which I hope to show off in this video. This first video of hopefully no more than 20. Yeah, these videos are not also going to be very long. But let's go ahead and get started here. If I can, there we go, thank you. So anyway. Okay, before we begin, a few things about the screen you see in front of you. Obviously at the top is our status indicator. We have a score, which doesn't matter for a whole lot right now because, well, score is really only important for racking up points, as score does. I don't recall ever getting extra lives from a score or anything like that. So yeah, that's just a measure of how well you do in the game collecting hidden things. Life. That starts out at 10,000, and just in the short span of time, you see it's already gone down to 9680. Yeah, when that hits 0, we are dead. I forget exactly how many seconds we have between, start and end of a level. There are various ways to extend it and such, but yeah, for the most part, we will want to be careful and make sure we get through a stage generally as quickly as possible. Plus, higher life, we get score at the end of it. At the end of each individual room, we'll get a score for however many lives we have left. The fairy count. Fairies are hidden. Sometimes. Sometimes fairies are just visible right off the start of the level. You generally want to collect them. Fairies are good to collect. If you collect 10 fairies, you get an extra life, which is helpful, unlike more points. The bell you see at the top of the window there, that, if you collect that will summon a fairy from the door down below. The key off to the right, once you collect that, the door opens. Obviously, what else is a key going to be for? The little dude in the middle with the red face there is an enemy. If he touches us, we will die, so we want to avoid that as much as possible. And it's kind of impossible to actually die to this enemy unless you're just not paying any attention whatsoever. Because once you break that block out from under him, he falls to his death. And yes, that is the main thrust of the game mechanics here. The little dude on the left, the little dude in the Robin Hood Lincoln Green setup over there, is Dana, the wizard mentioned in that spiel in the beginning. Basically, he has 3 things at his disposal. He's a pretty good jumper. He can jump about a little more than a block in height, and he can jump 2 blocks horizontally. He can wave his little magic wand and create or break one of the little orange bricks you see scattered across the area. And in doing so, sometimes you will uncover hidden items. And he can launch fireballs, which I will get to show off soon. Not immediately, but soon. Fireballs are when you collect them from a stage, and they carry over from stage to stage, so you don't have to worry about using them as soon as you get them. You can save them for more opportune times. Are saved on the scroll next to the fairy counter. Right now, our scroll can only hold 3. We can get extensions for it, which increase that number to 8. But just in case you're finding yourself with excess fireballs on screen that you can collect, you can burn off a few to cook some enemies and get some extra points, and sometimes they drop helpful items, like said scroll extensions, or extra fireballs, or fireball range extenders. Yeah, we will go over those in turn as we see them, and we should see most of them by the 4th stage. So anyway, let's get to actually clearing out this place and showing off what Dana can do here. See, you collect... There you go. He creates and he dissolves bricks. That little jewel is just points, and that's how you kill the goblin. Now you want to come up here, not just to grab the spell and summon a fairy, but also... That is a fireball jar. You collect it, suddenly we have a fireball sitting on our scroll. And we have another one. This item is particularly useful. Whenever you see this, and there is a second version of it, you can wave your wand at it, and it will rotate through whatever you want. That is points. That is a range extension for your fireballs. The jewel itself is just points if you collect it. And of course, that is another fireball. Because we've already got 2 fireballs, I'm going to pick up the little range extension, which makes them go a couple of blocks further. And I've burned most of my life just doing that little explanation. And see, sometimes you create items out of nothing except for just, putting a block there and taking it away. And that's the base mechanics, shown off fairly well. I need to pause it here and point out something new. The little shiny skulls that are at the top are called mirrors. Shortly after this stage starts, they are going to start dropping enemies down on us. They will not drop particularly challenging enemies at first, but if you do not know what you're going to do if you do not realize this, they will cause you some severe havoc. I am going to deal with them the best way I know how here. Not that way. Kill the first 2. Gives me time to come over here and create a little pit they can't escape from. And see, this is why I grabbed the jewel extender, because, hey look, free fireball here. Just grab that. Otherwise, there's not a lot hidden on this level. It's just you have to deal with suddenly infinitely respawning enemies. And grab our 3rd fairy. 3 out of 10 for an extra life. And that's pretty much all we have to do in this room. And now we have a room that's a bit more shall we say, full. We got a little thing sitting over here firing fireballs at us. Firing them rhythmically, so to speak. And I suppose I should pause it here to show off the different enemies we run into. Guy in the upper left, that is a panel monster. He's basically going to sit there for the rest of his days and spit out fireballs whenever we're remotely in the same zone he is. The two little sparkling dudes here are just going to travel along whatever path they can. They basically stick to a wall and travel along it. Otherwise, they're not going to really do anything to us. I should note that I've seen people say there is an extra life jar in the upper right corner of this place. I've never gotten it to work. I don't know if it requires some extra things or not, but, I've just never seen it. The two little dragons in the middle will just kind of march back and forth, and if you get next to them, they will start spitting out fire, which advances one block over. Little ghost dude, he's going to move back and forth, the ghost dude in the lower right. The little gargoyle-looking thing in the lower left will kind of march back and forth and spit out fire at us if we get on his plane of existence. So in short, there's not a lot hidden on this level. I mean, there is a fireball we can access, which we probably will, just because, hey, it lets me deal with, it can top you off. But it also allows me to fire off one fireball and not be down one later. So anyway, this, grab hidden stuff. Nothing here, sadly. Let's not do what the dude in the opening did and jump up when the ghost is like right above us. And now that's pretty much sealed off. Nothing hidden there. So now we just need to work on our jumping skills. Drop him. And not do that. See? That's how easy death takes you. And unfortunately, if I'd grabbed any special hidden things, I would have to re-grab them all again. But that is death. Comes very, very easily if you just kind of mess up like that. Oh well. Not really who I wanted it to hit, but the fireballs are, But yeah, that is how you're really supposed to deal with that. Not by letting the dude walk straight into you. And to keep from having to deal with two of them to jump over, we do that. It's easy enough. I shouldn't have died there, but I did, and I can't change that, sadly. I will rue it later. Okay, new tile type up there that's actually kind of important. See the little thing that looks very, very vaguely like the Taurus symbol, or Aries, I guess in this case, because they've been saying Aries? Yeah, it kind of vaguely looks like a ram, looks more like a grappling hook. We need to collect that tile before we leave. Not only will that take us to a little bonus game, it will allow us to actually complete the game. We've got to collect that, and 11 more just like it, just, in different flavors of zodiac symbol. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? So what we want to do... Some people have different ways of dealing with this. Unfortunately, I can't do the thing I really want to do there. There we go. Too early. him away. Change that into an extra fireball. Grab this. Grab the weaker extenders there. And now this actually becomes fairly easy. If I really wanted to, I could probably jump up there and create a block underneath those two dragon-looking things up in the upper left and upper right. And I believe if you drop one of the two, will actually create a fairy when he dies from falling. But that's a long way to go for, you know, essentially something we're going to get in droves very soon. So let's hop down here, wait for him to charge at us, and hop into the door. So now that since we have collected the little Aries symbol there, we get taken to a hidden room. Mostly this room, you see 3 fairies, the key, and the door, but just hidden around the place are various things if we open them up in blocks. Now, we don't have a lot of time. We can die in here if we touch either of the monsters, or if we run out of time. So we don't have a lot of it just to sit here and ponder. So anyway, let's take care of enemies that are going to annoy us. We do not want to collect that little jar of that little half-full jar there yet. There he goes, and that is a very good item to see, for there is a scroll in it. We always want to, whenever we hit one of these stages, we always want to see if we can find that scroll. And as for why we might not want to take this on too early if we've got other things to do, yeah, it gives you more life. We want to get it fairly late. But yeah, I think we've pretty much gotten all we really need out of here. So anyway, yeah, that was a good haul from the hidden room. We found the little hidden crystal thing that, we changed to give us a scroll. And we're immediately followed up by, hey look, more fireballs possible there, along with a lot of range extenders. Also a lot of gargoyles. But I think that is much, much longer than I wanted to spend on one video for here. But I wanted to get most of the explanation and most of the exposition out of the way, because from here on out, there may only be 2, 3, 4 rooms at most on a video, because I would like to keep the rest of these under 10 minutes. Mostly because some of these rooms are going to drive me a little bit insane. Yeah, not the early ones, but definitely some of the later ones. So anyway, there we go. Solomon's Key. 4 rooms down, 46 to go. So yeah. Anyway, take care everyone. I will see you back next time as we take on the second set. Later all.